Hi guys, it's Steve with Ringing Steel. We're back. We're working on getting to the point where we're going to be working on this Glock. Um, Today we're talking about borders on the stippling for it. Um, there's a few different options when it comes to borders, so we're just going to kind of go over those real quick. This is hopefully not going to be too long of a video. So I'm going to set this aside. As far as options for borders are concerned, you can do one of three things. The first one is just a simple stippled border, and that is basically you go in. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. So in a simple stippled border, you go in and on your line, you just do your dots or whatever pattern it is that you're looking for. You could do like the lines with one like that. You could do two lines with one. And then they just basically go in, say you do a strip like this, and that's your border. And then you'll come in and stipple in between it. However, whatever pattern it is that you're going to do as your actual stippling pattern. So that's one way to go about it. The next way to go about it is what's called a recessed border. Now, on a recessed border, basically what happens is you have, if we look at it from a cross section, you have the surface of whatever it is that you are stippling, right? And you come in and you cut out a groove like so in your first step. And then say your stippling pattern is going to be over in this area. This is your border, and what's over here is unstippled. That reminds me, we haven't even talked about what a border is. But anyway, so then you're going to come over and you're going to relieve to the inside of this line. So you end up with this U-shaped groove and then a ramp coming up to the original surface. So the idea behind that is that as you stipple in here, when you stipple, you're going to push down a little bit, and that's going to displace some material up. And you do the same thing, and it displaces material up, and displaces material up, and displaces material up. And the idea is that when you get down here, you are displacing material up to the height of this original surface, right in here. That's the idea behind the recessed border. So now, what is a border? A border is the defining line between your work and the rest of the world. Keep that in mind. You want your borders to be nice because they are the definition between your work and the rest of the world. So now the next type of border that you'll encounter out there, or you'll want to get good at, if you want to get good at it, it's called a gap border. Now the gap border essentially utilizes this same principle, but instead of stippling all the way up to this edge, you end up with a gap. So the surface of your original material is like so. And then you'll come in and you'll cut a groove, just like you did with the recessed border. But now instead of cutting this away, you come in and you cut away and recess this back. So now when you stipple in here, you get your stippling coming up, it comes up right there, and you have this nice U-shaped channel around. So now again here, looking at this, looking at the gap border, when it's all said and done, it should look something like this. You've got the original surface of the firearm, and then a U shape with a little bit of something, a recess, and then back to the original surface of the firearm. And when you stipple it, you'll stipple out, and your stippling will come up like so, maintain its same height, but when it gets to the edge, it's flush with the top of the original surface. This one with the recessed border, after you get it cut, it's going to look something like this, and then a U shape, but a ramp right off the U back up to the original surface where your stippling will happen. And you should be down flush with the original surface right along the border. Now if you look at these from the top view, you essentially have the original surface with the U that ends with that little ramp this guy right here is this dotted line. And then you stipple all the way in between there. This one down here, you have the original surface of the firearm. You get a U-shaped channel around it. A relieved area. Here, we'll do those same dotted lines again. Sorry for the confusion. Around there, and then you stipple all up inside there. So you have this nice clean border with nice clean edges both inside and outside right here, and right here. Nice straight lines, nice clean borders. And then the bottom of the U down here, that's usually all polished out and shiny and looks nice, and it's a difficult border to get right. So those are our 3 different borders explained in their shape. How you get those shapes is up to you. You can, most folks will go in here and they'll cut this U channel first with a carbide cutter, something like that. I then go in and make sure that they're straight. So this is the first carbide cutter that I showed you. Then I go in and make sure that they are straight with this guy. The first one's a 106 Dremel. It's an 1/8 inch cutter. The next one is a 105. It's a 1/32 cutter. That really allows me to straighten up my lines. And then I'll go in with a little diamond ball and polish it out. Make sure it's all smooth on the bottom and not lumpy and straight. And then oftentimes, if with the recess border, and also on the, I'm trying to pull this thing out of my Dremel so you can see it good. The recess border and this area down in here on the gap border, where you're trying to feather out that ramp, I find that this little egg bit, diamond egg bit, works pretty good. Helps me to really kind of feather that out and not leave too big of a ridge or anything like that. So, alrighty, well, that hopefully kind of explains the border shapes and whatnot that we're going after. We are going to be doing a recessed border on the Glock. So that's going to be the one that we're going to be looking at here real soon. So guys, thanks for tuning in and checking this stuff out. I hope you learned a little something. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment if there's anything you want explained any further, and hope you all enjoy your evening. Bye.